Hey, Daniel, what I wanted to do is a quick video to just walk you through this new creation that we're launching October 14th called Private Money Club. Private Money Club was an idea that I created a little over 2 years ago, and this idea is one that will change the way that money works in the future. It will change the way that people finance real estate. It will change the way that people finance cars. It will change the way people finance planes. This will become a platform and a software that will be used by the masses when they need money. 2 years ago, what ended up happening, a little over 2 years ago, I had some money. I came into a lump sum of money. And the smartest and wealthiest people I was around always told me that the optimum thing to do is be the bank, mimic the bank. That means lending. So I started wanting to lend money to real estate investors because that was the safest type of lending you could do. And lending to real estate investors in a first secured capacity, where I was secured by a mortgage or deed of trust, in theory seemed awesome and easy. But actually going out and finding good borrowers, good real estate investors that know how to present a deal, know how to give you the proper documentation, and actually know how to be a good borrower was very difficult. So what I began is the process of creating education, creating steps, creating processes for a borrower to walk through that basically allows them to present a deal to me. And I've deemed it called the perfect loan proposal, where it is as perfect in nature as it can be. We've tested this now for well over 2 years, actually a little more than that with banks. Banks love it. So why is it that banks require this stuff, but the average borrower for real estate does not understand it? It's education. So I started creating this education. I wrote a book called The Private Money Guide, and I started then attracting really good borrowers, borrowers that understood how to be good borrowers, borrowers that understood how to present the deal to me in a way that I understood that didn't take a lot of my time, primarily because I walked them through a process. So that was the beginning. Then what happened is I started getting some of my friends who had some money coming to me and saying, hey, I want to do the same thing as you. I want to lend. I want to be the bank. So I started letting them lend. And all of a sudden now we got ourselves a party. So once we got to this point, it brought me back to when I was a pro snowboarder. When I was a pro snowboarder, and don't think of me worse for this, but I was, a pro snowboarder. I guess I'll leave it at that. I was traveling all over the country, all over the world for that matter, but the country is what I'm going to focus on. And when I'd be going to Colorado or Utah or California, I was a single guy. I always wanted a date, someone to hang out with, someone to go out after we got done filming or competing. So I used dating sites. The one I always used was eHarmony. And what I loved about eHarmony was the simplistic nature of it. It was so easy. I created a profile. I paid my membership. There was a couple options, paid my membership. And all I did is I browsed through a whole bunch of profiles to find the one in the location where I wanted and the one that matched my particular needs and goals for that particular event. And then I would message them and I would send several messages out. And eventually, when I got to Colorado, California, or Utah, I had a date. Easy, right? We all know how dating sites work. It's a community of two different people, men and women, that can come together and then go out and live happily ever after, or happily ever, during that event, whatever you want to call it. That same theory doesn't exist for money. Because in money, there's only two types of people. As represented behind me, there is people that have money. Okay, we'll call them the heads of the, if you look at a coin, they're the heads. So the heads of the coin have money. And the goal of every person I've ever met that has money is to make more money. I'm sure you can relate. But then there's the other side of the coin right over here. There's the people that need money, the borrowers. Borrowers for real estate, borrowers for cars, borrowers for everything. They need money to make more money. What I've created is the dating site for the heads and the tails, the people that have money and the people that need money, where they can come together in one community and they can build relationships. They can lend on specific projects, specific needs. They can build profiles saying exactly what they want or what they don't want on both sides. And they can browse using a software that I am spending over $300,000 to develop. We've been in beta now for 2 years. This isn't new. This isn't just an idea in my head. We've been operating for 2 years. We have about 230 active paying members, and we've done a little over about $20 million in transactions back and forth. Me, as the creator of the community, I want to be clear, we don't get in the middle. Just like eHarmony doesn't get in the middle of my date and say, hey, hold on. Before you guys meet, you got to pay us. I already paid my membership, so now I'm free to do whatever I want within the community, within the rules, within their provisions. I created that. So the lenders and the borrowers have the ability to compete, they have the ability to lend, they have the ability to make money, build relationships without any interaction. I've just provided the step-by-step guidance and an app that works a lot like Tinder. So if you're a lender and you want to look at deals, you swipe left, okay? Until you find one. When you find one you like, you swipe right. It notifies the borrower, or on the contrary, if it's a borrower, they're swiping left through all the lenders, they swipe right for the one they like, it notifies the lenders. Then they come together in a community meeting place that is all controlled by us in the software, where then it will walk them through a cohesive process for whatever they want, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, where they pick their destination, they pick where they want to go, the journey. Do you want to do a standard lending deal? Do you want to be a joint venture? Are you doing a syndication? What are you doing? And once you click that, it will then walk you to the next step and then give you different options that you can pick from. Each one of those options is a click point. What you're looking at behind me is just a map out of the different revenue sources for this, but that's not important for now. I literally created the dating site for money, and I did it using the exact needs and goals I had. And I did that for a whole bunch of people. And we're going to do that for a whole bunch more people. So Daniel, this is what I've created. It's pretty phenomenal. Let me quickly just show you a snapshot of how it exists today. So if you look at the screen here, this is where you would land. And you can see this is beta 2.0. So this is our second round of beta that we've been testing over and over again. And you would just come on. This is the first thing you'd see before anything. Are you a lender looking to generate passive income? Are you a real estate investor looking for funds? Or are you just learning the ropes, or both? Once you click on that, it will basically take you to a page that will basically show you how to get started. And then you can kind of come in here. Right now, we just have the premium membership, which right now is $997 a year. Okay, but the thing is with the premium membership, eventually once we launch, we're going to have a free option where you can go in, you can create a profile, much like eHarmony, but you will not be able to do anything. We'll give you some free trainings. We'll give you some free lives that we do. But after that, you're only going to be able to look at what's going on. And when you want to play and you want to lend, or you want to borrow, or you want to get to know these people, you got to pay. And once you pay, I'll just open my account up real quick. It's going to bring you into a very simple, much simpler than what you're looking at here and much cleaner looking, but it's going to bring you into something like this. Do you need funds? Are you investing, or are you learning the ropes? You could click any one, or you could just come down here and you could look at the deals. So these are all the deals. I don't know, there's maybe 10 pages of deals. And then down below, these are all the deals that were funded already. And you can pick and choose which one fits your profile. Now, just like the app, which is swipe left, swipe right, the website will be a little bit more comprehensive. So you could come in here, you could look at some photos of the deal. You could kind of learn, all right, what's he looking? He's looking for $255,000, 12% interest. It's a fix and flip. And then I can come down here, I can do my research. Now there will be a plug-in software that will allow a lender to do surface underwriting. Okay, so they'll have the ability to surface underwrite this to verify the numbers that the borrower is putting up. But then if they're interested, they would click, I am interested. Now I had already sent Jared a message, which I think if I do this, it will bring it up because I am legitimately interested. So here we go. And I just sent him a message saying, looks like a good deal. Present it to Stephen on Money Club Monday. And then I said, can you send me more info on the deal? How much money will you have into it? So how much, skin in the game do you have? And do you have an appraisal or a BPO? So then he'll respond back to me. That's the surface end of it. It's very simple. Everything we're creating with Private Money Club is about simple, stupid. You can get in the weeds with it, but getting in the weeds requires you to come up here and do drop downs. The new site will be a lot more streamlined and more process driven, where when you click something, it gives you a result, almost like AI, but not AI. So that's how we're doing it. So I just want to give you a quick sample of what it is we've created, how we've done it. Now, in its current state and at launch, this will solely just be for real estate, okay? But eventually, I want you to understand my vision, much like Bezos' vision. He started with books. He was an online bookstore. You could get any title of book you wanted, but what does he do now? Everything. I'm going to start in real estate because that's the world that I understand. It's the world that's easiest for me to start, and it's what my book's about. But eventually, Private Money Club will be a community of lenders and borrowers where people can fund anything. Planes, trains, automobiles, startups, whatever it is, they'll be able to do it, but we had to start somewhere. So Daniel, this is what I've created. Hopefully that helps, gives you a little snapshot of what we got. The website is very simple. It's privatemoneyclub.com. The trademark is pending right now. We should have answers soon on Private Money Club.